Welcome to Interscholastic Wheelchair Track. This is a companion presentation to the training video, Preparing for Competition in Wheelchair Track, available through the American Association of Adapted Sports Programs. This presentation will provide coaches and athletes with additional instruction and resources to further enhance their training in wheelchair track competition. Pushing. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Learning the skills for proper pushing is one of the most important components to success for the wheelchair track athlete. In this presentation, we will focus on several components that affect proper pushing technique, including seating and seating adjustments, execution of the Illinois para backhand stroke, and a bit about the compensator on the racing chair. Seating and positioning. There are different ways to sit in a racer, depending on the functional ability and flexibility of the athlete. These include kneeling, feet out in front, or feet down at a 90-degree angle. Athletes must be comfortable, stable, secure, and able to reach as much of the hand rim as possible from 1 to 7 o'clock. Seating success. If the athlete cannot reach the bottom of the hand rim, be willing to experiment with the seat positioning. When making changes, follow these guidelines. Make them one at a time, make them in small increments, and then evaluate. Remember to use foam and other padding on the racing frame if needed to ensure comfort and safety, preventing undue pressure or abrasions. Seating position. Finding the proper seating position for an athlete will increase the efficiency and power of the pushing stroke. To achieve the proper seating position in the racing chair, you will consider axle position, seat height, and shoulder position as referenced in this photo. This process may include raising or lowering the athlete in the chair in order to maximize contact with the hand rim as referenced at B on the photo. This can be accomplished by adjusting the seat upholstery. Tightening the bottom seat upholstery will raise the athlete's position in the chair, while loosening it will lower the athlete. Or add or remove a seat cushion. Next, pay attention to the athlete's shoulder position as shown at C on the photo. Adjust their position forward or back by tightening or loosening the rear upholstery so that the shoulder joint is 1 to 2 inches in front of the hand rim. In all of your adjustments, you want to achieve a balance point that keeps the front of the chair light and slightly tippy. This will be important as athletes develop the more advanced skill of hipping, which we will discuss in a moment. If the athlete is seated too far back from the A position referenced, the chair will become too tippy and unsafe. If seated too far forward, the front end will be too heavy and more difficult to control. When contacting the push rim, also called the hand rim or ring, the line between the index and middle finger may serve as a guide for proper placement on the ring. Athletes' gloves should be positioned on the outside portion of the push rim, not on top or inside. In the final evaluation of the seating and hand positions, if the athlete's ability to reach the hand rim from 1 to 7 is still a factor, evaluate the size of the hand rim and wheels. These sizes appear below and are determined by the length of the athlete's arms and torso. The stroke. The Illinois para backhand stroke was developed by University of Illinois wheelchair track coach Marty Morse and is demonstrated to enhance the performance of the athlete while reducing potential strain, fatigue, and injury from improper pushing. The stroke consists of 4 phases we will discuss individually. The catch, occurring with gloves between 1 and 2 o'clock on the push rim. Placement is also determined by conditions or resistance and are thoroughly demonstrated in the companion video. Second is the drive or power phase, occurring when gloves are between 2 and 6 o'clock on the ring. The release is between 6 and 7 o'clock, and the lift and stretch completes the stroke. To view additional video on the proper execution of the stroke, coaches and athletes may follow the links below for both side and front views. Additional written explanations on proper execution of the stroke may be downloaded from the Adapted Sports website. The catch is the initial contact with the push rim and, as noted, depending on conditions, will occur between 1 and 2 o'clock on the ring. The drive occurs between 2 and 5 o'clock, and involves the athlete squeezing his hands into the push rim and driving down to the 6 or 7 o'clock position. Contact on the ring will vary depending on the speed of the wheel and whether there is high or low resistance. These variables are discussed within the companion video, Preparing for Competition in Wheelchair Track. In the release, hands should follow an imaginary straight line back and should not flare out to the side. Athletes should avoid overextending the elbows in this phase. Proper seating position combined with wheel and rim selection will allow for a smooth release. The final phase of the stroke is the lift and stretch, where the athlete follows through from the release in a lifting and stretching motion, as demonstrated in the video. This brings the athlete's hands back into proper position to once again catch the ring. The compensator. In track competition, the compensator controls the direction of the racing chair and is calibrated for 2 settings, straight and turn. These are controlled by tapping the device. The process for setting the compensator is explained and demonstrated in the video. However, as an athlete develops more advanced skills, loosening the rear seat upholstery slightly will make the front end of the chair still lighter, allowing the athlete to hip through the turn, using their body position to guide the chair. Hipping can be practiced by placing the front wheel of the chair on a lane line and following it around a turn, guiding the wheel from the left side to the right side of the lane line, using only the upper body in a gentle hopping motion. Equipment. Ideally, the racing chair is ordered to custom fit the athlete who will use it. A vendor will ask for or require directly specific measurements including hip width, torso length, and arm length. The accuracy of these is essential for optimal fitting, and we will discuss this further in a moment. Of course, the helmet should be worn at all times for safety. The second essential piece of equipment is the equipment bag the athlete carries with them to each practice and competition. The equipment bag should initially contain the items listed here, and other items can be added as you find them helpful or necessary for individual needs and preferences. Essential items include tools for adjusting or repairing the wheelchair, gloves, spare tires, foam, tape, tire glue, and a pump or air compressor. Be certain the device is capable of inflating the tires to 120 to 140 psi or pounds per square inch. Measuring considerations. It is preferable that the chair vendor or other professional take the measurements. If this is not possible, this diagram should be used as a guide for obtaining the proper hip width, chest width, knee width, torso height, femur length, and arm length. Additional fitting points are explained here and will help ensure that the measurements taken are accurate. Gloves. There are 2 types of racing gloves, as shown in the video. There are soft rubber gloves, also called harness gloves, and hard or solid gloves made from thermoplastic and soft rubber. Tape gloves made from baseball or other leather sport gloves are sometimes modified for use in building gloves. However, if you decide to build rather than buy a pair of gloves, we recommend that you view the video at the link provided here for a demonstration on glove construction. Pushing in the rain. From time to time, an athlete may find it necessary to compete on a wet surface or in the rain. If so, be certain to dry the hand rim. Then apply 5 small dots of clister equally on the hand rim. Apply a small amount on the glove and twist into the other glove at the point at which it will make contact with the ring during the stroke. Now evenly spread the clister using either the gloves or a credit card to ensure equal distribution around the ring. Too much clister will cause slipping. If this occurs, you have several options. Rub it off by scraping the gloves on the ground, add sand, or clean with a remover, and then reapply a light coat. Information on purchasing clister appears below. This completes our presentation on pushing. Remember that the concepts discussed here are more thoroughly discussed and demonstrated in the companion video, Preparing for Competition in Wheelchair Track, available through the American Association of Adapted Sports Programs. Coaches and athletes wishing to view a dartfish analysis of the phases of a successful stroke may view these at wcracing.net. Those with interest in collegiate programs in wheelchair track and potential scholarship opportunities should contact the University of Illinois, the University of Arizona, or the University of Alabama to make them aware of your program and/or to learn more about theirs. And finally, while there are many options available to you in ordering racing chairs and equipment, we recommend either Eagle Sports Chairs or Sport Aid. This is because either the staff or owners or both have a wealth of experience in wheelchair racing, either as competitors, coaches, or officials at the national and international levels. They can be extremely helpful to those who may be new to the sport. The training information provided to you through ASP was developed by some of America's most successful and prestigious coaches and athletes in wheelchair track. We invite you to contact the American Association of Adapted Sports Programs with additional needs, questions, or suggestions you may have to help us serve you best. Thank you for your interest and commitment to wheelchair track, and good luck in your program.